Good afternoon. Today is Thursday, April 2nd, 2020, and there have been numerous changes that have taken place here in our world in the last 20, 30 days and changing daily. Just to give you a little update here on the business aspect of it, some of the programs that are out there. The first thing that people are looking at, hey, maybe we really need to take care of this right away, is what's known as the Paycheck Protection Program. And what that basically equates out to in real simple terms is if you're an eligible employer, which basically covers pretty much all of our clientele, including self-employed individuals, it comes out to a forgivable loan equal to or the equivalent of approximately 2.5 months of your average annual payroll for the previous 12-month period. Now, some of this is still up in the air. The U.S. Treasury is directed to come up with regulations within 30 days of the law being passed. Well, the law has been passed for only 6 days. To get regulations in another 24 days will be a miracle. A lot of times laws will get passed and regulations will not be passed or issued for 1 to 2 years later. So to get regulations within 30 days on how to conduct this program is unbelievable. We'll have to see it to believe it. But otherwise, loans are starting to be, or will be able to be processed starting tomorrow, Friday, April 3rd, for business entities. For those of you who are self-employed, those loans will not be processed or be able to be processed according to the Small Business Administration until the following Friday, April 10th. Is time of the essence? Yes, the sooner you file, the better. There is a total of $349 billion to be allocated on this program. So the biggest thing is with this program, the government wants this money out into the economy. They're kind of putting all the checks and balances, setting that aside, and just saying we need this money here out into the economy. A lot of it's going to be self-monitored. To apply for this, you need to go to your lending institution. It'll only go through your bank that you deal with, and they will have the application process for you. They'll tell you their specific guidelines. Believe me, I've talked to many of the bankers. They're also in this state of they're not entirely sure what they need to do or what they should be doing because it's all very new to them. They don't have the rules and regulations either. What one bank might do, another bank might have a different interpretation of it, or I've learned something different, requires something different. Like when it comes to the 12-month period, are they looking at something for the calendar year? And another place might say, no, it's if you signed up for the loan on April 3rd, 2020, they need wages for the period of April 3, 2019 through April 2nd of 2020 for that look back period. Again, we don't know what those rules and regulations are. Time will tell. Basically, that's going to be up to each individual lender to let us know, or to let you know, what period they're actually looking for. What wages actually count? From our understanding, it would be both cash and for our agricultural clientele who pay wages in kind. Wages in kind would also qualify for those to determine what your 24 or your 12-month period of earned income was. Also takes into account any retirement plan contributions that you'd be making for your employees. Health insurance premiums paid for by the business on behalf of the employees. The employer portion of the payroll tax. So they are looking for all payroll costs associated with having employees is eligible for this loan. And it technically is a loan. According to the SBA website, this loan is due within 2 years, and it will have an interest rate of 0.5%. Now, the first 6 months of the loan is deferred, so there would more than likely not be any payment due until approximately January 1st of 2021, with a final maturity date of then June 30, 2022. However, the majority of this, or if not all of the loan, could be forgiven based on what you actually have for payroll, and it can also be paid for some your utilities expenses and mortgage interest payments, business-related mortgage interest, not related to any personal property. During this 8-week covered period. The covered period starts on the date that you apply for the loan. So if you apply for the loan on April 6th, you have 8 weeks where they look at your wages to determine your wages and your other qualifying expenses to determine if you have spent that full amount of your loan proceeds on that towards those items. If you have, then that loan will be forgiven, although there's always a caveat. There always has to be another hitch in the system, and one of those is you have to maintain your employee base and their wage rate. So you can't lay off half of your employees and still qualify for the benefit. There's a ratio that is determined. If you lay off too many people or reduce your workforce, the amount of the loan that will be forgiven will be reduced and could potentially be completely disallowed. I guess in an absolute worst case scenario, it's really a very low interest rate, a 0.5% interest rate to make 2.5 months worth of payroll expenses that needs to be paid back then within the next 2 years. That would be the absolute worst case. But yeah, if you are able to get it, that you have qualifying wages, that loan will be forgiven. And even better than that, from our understanding, the loan, the forgiveness amount would also be tax-free. So you get to have your cake and eat it. So the biggest objective of this plan is to get people, to keep people on payroll, to keep them off unemployment. That is the biggest incentive, to get money out into the economy so that everyone can continue to pay their bills, that the workforce, that you still retain that workforce, that you have them ready to go back to work when we do get the all clear that we can go back out and live like we did before. So there are other programs out there as well, and that's one thing to be careful of. Before you actually go into this, we'd recommend that you just contact us to say, hey, is this the right program? Because there's also a couple other programs that may actually be more beneficial for your particular business, because of depending on certain circumstances. But if you do qualify for the one plan, that disqualifies you from another plan. So it's a case, yes, you should, if you're going to do this Paycheck protection plan, yes, we want to do it as soon as possible, definitely by the end of April, so you have the full 8 weeks to obtain the forgiveness of the loan. However, before we jump into it, we want to make sure that we've considered what other options are out there or what might be more advantageous to you. The first step otherwise though is probably to contact your lender, find out what they'll at least give you the application so we know what numbers we're looking for, and then we can help you sit down and determine out what numbers we need to put on that application, and also then to give you the options as to what else is potentially out there, or what are we foregoing by going with this plan versus another plan. As always, give Blake and I a call here at the office or shoot us an email. We'll try to get back to you as much as we can. A lot of time has been spent now studying what's been going on here with all these changes. Things will probably change again, as the representatives and senators said. This is probably just the first of the first phase. There will probably be more stimulus packages to come out yet. These plans will still get modified. What I'm putting up now we'll probably have more guidance here in another day or two, and that'll change what I'm telling you here too. So just keep checking our website, and we'll try to keep you as informed as we possibly can. Otherwise, have a great day.